What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Council Podcast. My name is Andrew Spreitzer. Tonight, I'm joined by Mitch Miller, and we got Sam Sievers back on the show. Just three of us tonight. Boys, how we doing?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Good, man. Glad to be back.
Hell yeah, good to have you. So, tonight we're kind of just going to switch it up a little bit, and we don't really have an overarching theme or topic. We're kind of just going to have some conversations, just see where it takes us. We're going to talk a little bit about some of our alcohol choices. We're going to talk about some travel destinations, places we've always wanted to go, tell some stories. We've all known each other for a pretty damn long time. So we've got a lot of shit that we could talk about, a lot of funny shit. So we're gonna enjoy ourselves tonight. We hope you guys are able to do the same.
I kind of wanted to start it off. Remember the first time is this is so funny that we were gonna have a sleepover. We're going to my house. You're gonna stay over at my house, and we what were we doing? We were going to the Jackhammers game, right?
Oh jeez. Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling good. Now we get all the way
to a
there.
baseball game.
Yeah, we're going to a baseball game. We get all the way there. I get out of the car and I just throw up.
And then throws up all over the parking lot.
That was a good time.
And then your dad had to drive all the way there and pick you up.
Yeah. And needless to say, you did not spend the night that night.
I didn't.
So,
I used to go sleep over at Andrew's house growing up, and I would start crying in the middle of the night because I miss my parents.
Yeah. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that weird? That's a weird thing, like being homesick. I don't know.
Dude, I used to go to Sam's growing up, and to this day, I still have no idea why, but every time I went over there for a sleepover, I would just puke.
Yeah.
Really?
Like literally every time I would just throw up.
That's crazy. I remember the first time I stayed over at your house, it was like 11 or like 12 o'clock at night. And your parents had to call my parents to come pick me up.
I don't remember that. It's because you were sick or were you sad?
I no, it's because like I felt sick, yeah. But also you guys keep your house at like 73 degrees and I was just like burning up. I was like, I can't sleep. I just feel ill. So I was like, I need to get out of here, I guess. I don't know. I had issues.
Yeah.
Andrew, was it a sleepover or was it just like a family thing when you cleared the basement?
I knew that was gonna be brought up. No, dude, that was like a Thanksgiving, I feel like.
Man,
Something.
we were in the basement, and I swear to God, so you walk downstairs into my basement, and it kind of like horseshoes around the stairs. So there's two separate areas. And I swear to God, there wasn't a square inch of that basement that you could walk to where you could not smell this man's fart, dude. It was to this day the most impressive fart that I have ever,
I agree.
I guess, witnessed.
I'm not tooting my own horn, but I agree.
No
Dude,
pun intended.
It seeped into the main floor. Like, dude, I filled 2/3 of that fucking house. I had to start evacuating.
Yeah.
Was this on the same scale as Christians that one night?
Oh, dude, it was worse. It was way worse.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. I mean, the one I know what you're talking about, that like stench that just like lingers for hours. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh man.
It was impressive. I couldn't even be mad.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. You really, it was one of those. Like, you just got to be like, wow, I give you props, man.
Oh man.
Classic.
We've had, the three of us have had sleepovers before at Andrew's house. Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the COD days, we would set up our TVs and our Xboxes, drink a bunch of Pepsi, eat a bunch of Doritos, and just stay up till 6 a.m, going for nukes.
And
we were getting them too. Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
It was bad.
Sam, I would consider to be a pretty, laid back, happy dude. Nothing really ever gets to him very much. But this kid, whenever we played Call of Duty
Yeah.
together, dude, I would just sit there like silently. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to piss him off. But this guy is just screaming at the TV. He is yelling at everything. He is
Yeah.
getting so mad. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
holy
bad.
shit. But I mean, good times though. Great times.
Yeah,
First-
you and Ryan definitely had like the biggest like meltdown. I guess if you want
Yeah.
to call them meltdowns,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
for sure, like you guys used to scream.
Yeah.
Ryan went through his roid rages.
Oh yeah,
God.
those are
Well,
crazy.
I remember the first time I ever heard Andrew swear.
Yeah.
It was in my basement, and we had the setup, except it was Modern Warfare 3 this time. And he's going for nuke or Moab or whatever they called it. I think he was one away, and he gets killed and just slams his controller down. Fuck. And I'm like, because we're 13, 14 at the time. I never heard the kid swear. I'm like, did he just say
Did he just do it?
Can we say that? Are we allowed to do that?
Dad?
Yeah.
That's good times.
Oh,
Good
man.
times.
That's good
So
times.
I mean, I know, Sam, you kind of drank the same thing since you started drinking, but for me, I've kind of gone through quite the spectrum of my preferred drinks.
Yeah. What are you drinking right now?
I'm drinking a whiskey Coke right now, which is my
Okay.
go-to at the moment.
I got a little vodka fruit punch little thing going out tonight, so I got pregame a little.
Oh, big guy hitting the town.
Yes, sir. Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
But no, I mean, back in when we first started, my first go-to was Captain and Coke. Like that's the classic. It was my go-to
Good choice.
for a while, actually. But like we would always sneak it around back in the day, before we could drink. I would put it in water bottles and carry it around. And then we get to college. And I mean, you know how that goes. You drink anything you can get your hands on. So the number one thing that we would always get, we had some hookups, we would get Hawkeye vodka. Shout out
Oh
Hawkeye
my God.
vodka.
Yeah. Nasty.
And for those of you
Oh.
that have never had it,
Don't.
Yes.
don't.
Be glad.
But like, if you fall and you scrape your knee up pretty bad, grab some Hawkeye and just pour it on there, because it's the same thing as rubbing
alcohol for sure. It's that bad.
It was great. It was,
But it's
tasted
cheap, right?
amazing.
Is that why you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
bought it because it's cheap?
Dirt cheap.
What was it a handle?
Like
You gotta remember.
12, 15 bucks a
Oh,
handle.
dude, that's like Taka. You've ever had Taka?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
dude.
the Indiana specialty.
Yeah, that's the only
Oh.
time I've ever had it.
Really? It was at ISU, or I guess Illinois State.
That
whatever
shit
you wanna
was
call it.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the pink lemonade. I had that
Yeah.
once. It was really good, but man, that's the night that I was left with such a hangover. Oh my God.
Oh, that night, when like every other night you
Well,
drink?
Yeah, but that's like the start of it. Like I didn't start getting hangovers until then.
Taco, bro.
And now I just get, yeah, for all of you that don't know, is I basically can have one drink and be hungover the next day. Like deathly ill.
It's pretty astonishing, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like the worst one was definitely, I was KO'd until about 6 p.m. the next day. I couldn't like eat or drink anything. Like I could not keep anything down.
I've
It
had
was
plenty
that
of
bad.
those, dude.
Like
Well,
I
we
couldn't get out
used
of
to-
bed.
We were so desperate in college. We had this vending machine down in the front, or the first floor of our dorm. And we would usually get like Sprite or like lemonade to mix the Hawkeye with. But we went through this little phase, or at least I did, where I would get Diet Coke and I would mix my vodka with Diet Coke, and not regular Coke, because we heard that Diet Coke would get you fucked up faster. So we would go down to the vending machines and buy bottles of Diet Coke, bring them back up to the dorms, and mix our vodka in, and then hit the bars on like a Thursday evening.
That's not true, right? Like the diet
I
doesn't do
don't
anything,
know,
right?
dude. I mean, I think
Because I've never heard of that before. You told me the other day.
I don't know. I mean, somebody will have to look it up. We need a fact guy.
But maybe if it's like Red Bull, I know Red Bull with vodka is supposed to.
Well, it's caffeine. Anything with caffeine will heighten like it, because
Right.
obviously caffeine's an upper, well, alcohol's
Right.
downer.
Yeah.
They don't mix.
But then I went through a little phase of, I actually still prefer this, is Dragonberry Bacardi with lemonade. That's very good. If
That stuff is good.
anybody hasn't had that, it's a good one.
Yeah. He ain't lying.
Yeah, remember what was that one bar that you used to go into? You get like two
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
$2 or something.
Fieldhouse.
Jesus.
Fieldhouse. Yeah, speaking of Fieldhouse, I'll be back. The old stomping grounds, downtown Iowa City, 24 hours from now.
That's
Oh yeah.
For the first time since November of 2019. Super
Man.
pumped.
What you doing out there?
I mean, we kept trying to plan it, but we had trips planned and they kept getting canceled because of the virus. And we're finally able to get back down there. Things are pretty much open back up. And I mean, I'm just dying to get back out there. I mean, I love that place.
That was my favorite place to go.
4 years of my life there, like some fantastic times.
Dude, honestly, we've had some great times.
Oh yeah, dude. Iowa
was a blast going to. Yeah, well, yeah, any college, yeah.
Even ISU.
ISU, we had some pretty good tailgates.
Oh yeah, some great tailgates. So speaking of traveling around, you guys have like a number one travel destination that you've always wanted to go to that you've never been to?
I've been to a lot of places within the US. And I've thought about this. We mostly growing up, we did a lot of national park trips. So going out west, Colorado, Montana, Wyoming, all that. Beautiful. Jackson Hole, one of my favorite places on the planet. But I've never really done the cities, Like I want to see New York. I wouldn't want to live there. I want to see New York. I want to go to Texas, see Austin, Dallas, Philly.
Go to Dallas next week with us.
Yeah, right. I want to do the cities, One of my dreams, this would be so cool, man. Like if I somehow ever got into a band that started touring and we just, one day you wake up in Texas, the next day you wake up in California, the next day you're in Seattle. That'd be so cool.
That would be. Yeah, my biggest bucket list thing is every baseball stadium. But with that, like I would also try to take some time and at least walk around the city a little bit. Like when I went to Great American in Cincinnati is a pretty cool city. I was able to walk around that for a little bit. Most recently, I went up to Detroit to Comerica. I didn't really have an opportunity to check out Detroit much, but I think that's
I don't
okay.
think there's too much to see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I agree. I would love to see New York. I've been to New York State, but I've never been to the city. I would love to do like a top to bottom Cali road trip. That would be cool.
That'd be fun. I think that'd be a really good baseball trip. But I mean, obviously there's places you don't want to go in California too.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been to some cities. I've been to Minneapolis a couple times, Milwaukee, obviously Chicago, Cincinnati, Nashville. I'll be in Dallas next week. Phoenix, a couple more cities in Arizona. But yeah, Sam's definitely been more in like the national park area, which is That's right up my alley too. Like the views, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. That's what I would
I
want to do.
decided that I would rather be up in the mountains than on a beach.
Me too. 100%.
I recently decided
100%.
that when
Yes.
I was out in
Yeah.
Colorado last year. Denver too. I've been to Denver.
Denver's
I,
kind of a weird city.
It is.
I was very upset when, because I had a plan to go out and work at Cody's apartment in Colorado for like a whole week, and then
Oh,
at
really?
the end of the week we were gonna go get an Airbnb and like just really nice one out in wherever. He said that he had one in mind. But then he moved to Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I texted him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm moving to Dallas next week," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay."
thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, so it's so funny. But yeah, I really wish I would have been able to go out there and see him. I know I really wanted to go when you and Santi visited him.
Yeah, we went to Breckenridge the second time.
Have either of you been to Boston?
No.
I would love to go there.
Boston is a really cool city. They got a lot of history, like the historic district, bunch of Salem witch trial stuff. But then even Fenway, that's one of the coolest ballparks I've ever been to, and
Yeah, dude. That's
the
at the top
people
of my
there,
list. Boston.
yeah,
I would love to go to Fenway.
Me too.
it's good. It's a good time out there. Good food too.
PNC, Fenway, Camden Yards,
I went to Nationals.
AT&T. What's it? They changed the name. It's like Oracle. Is that the Giants now?
Sounds right.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, those are up there for me.
Anaheim.
We
It's
could
a beautiful stadium.
we could still do that like East Coast kind of trip. I know, we talked about like going to, you could hit like Indians and then out to like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then while you're there, you might as well just like hop over and like see, like the Orioles,
Nationals.
Nationals.
I think the trip from Pittsburgh to like Boston and like out east is farther than you think.
I know, but at least the ones in like, if you hit like Cleveland and then
At
Pittsburgh,
least
then
Cleveland, Pittsburgh is very doable.
yeah, because it's like, whatever, 5 hours and then like an extra like 3 or 4 hours. I forget what it is.
I think Philly's fairly close. Yeah,
Oh,
Philly's
maybe
over.
that's it.
Philly's over by that's way east.
I know
You do
there's like
that.
there's three of them you can hit, like if you were to drive that way. It's doable.
Still one of the best trips we ever took was that St. Louis to Kansas City.
Oh, I would definitely do that again. Like
Oh, me
I know,
too.
we don't have like anyone going to school out there that we could stay at the apartment, but
Dude, we it was perfect. We drove down to St. Louis, met up with Santi, went out to eat. We didn't do anything that night, really, did we?
no, we went to the game and then we drove to
Yeah, went to the Cards game, and then we drove to Columbia, which was like dead center between St. Louis and Kansas City.
Kansas City.
We stayed the night at Mig and Gav's apartment in Columbia, got super hammered, and then drove to Kansas City the next day. For a Royals game. They
We
had dollar
tailgated.
hot dogs. Yeah, we tailgated.
But we tailgated, so we were like one of the first people in the parking lot, and we were all underage still, and we were drinking in the parking lot, and all the like security people were coming up, and we're like, oh, let's not get caught. Never did though. That was good.
Yeah, that was
Dude,
a crazy weekend.
I went to a concert back in Tinley in high school, and that was back when I had the Suburban. You remember that?
Oh yeah, dude.
So I was DDing that night. That was kind of before I started drinking and everybody else was drinking. So it was fine. But that was when like I first started smoking like swishers, like cigars. Like, oh, we're so cool. We go out fishing. We're smoking cigars while we're out fishing. And I pull into this parking lot for the concert. And I'm not even 18 yet. So I can get in trouble for having tobacco, in theory. As soon as I step out of the car, all right, boys, let's go get him. And I go to light up this Swisher. And of course, it looks like a blunt. And the security guy goes, hey, you better put that out or you're not going in. And I'm like shaking in my boots because I'm this little 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Too well. I know. I was just talking to my mom about getting that ticket in Iowa City. Oh my God, that was a rough one.
That was a great terrible night. We all the boys were in Iowa City for the weekend, and we were out at Union. Rest in peace, Union, the big club bar in Iowa City. We're all having a great time, dancing in the back. We were up on that wall. We were just going hard. Hold on, I'm gonna pause a second. Look at our guest star Cage down there. Cage the dog. What's up, buddy? He's just booling. He wants to be part of the podcast. But anyway, so we're up on the wall just dancing. Mitch, I know you remember this very well. And all of a sudden, people start to murmur. And they're like, dude, the cops are here. The cops are here. And when you're underage in a bar, that is like the last thing that you want to hear. So, little us, we decided that it was a good idea to try to make a run for it. So we're trying to maneuver our way out.
Dude, we were all over the place. There was no one. We had like 10 guys in there.
I know.
And we were in like 4 different groups easily. I mean, we still had, Gavin and Miguel still dancing, and then me, you, and Ty were up front, and then Brian and Rudy were already out of the building.
It's what we should have done, dude. We should have just stayed put. But
or been with Ryan and Rudy somehow.
I just remember I made eye contact with the cop, and then I looked away, and I was like, "Fuck, here we go."
Yeah.
Because then he started coming at me. I don't know. Like, how did he get all 3 of us at the same time?
Well, he was okay. You and Ty were together, and then I was literally like 10 feet away from you guys. Not even like really. We weren't like a group, and I was just walking by, and he's like, "No, you too," and like he pulled me aside, and I was like, oh, I'm going. I'm leaving. I don't. Nope, I'm going. And he's like, no, you're staying. And then he took all of our IDs, and he saw that maybe some of us were not
he took
of age.
He took my fake, and he turned to Mitch, and he took his fake, and it was the same exact ID. I still don't even know if he realized that.
Maybe after the fact he did. He probably looked at him. He didn't look at him though. He was like, just give me these. He's like, I'm not gonna, whatever, because it's a felony to have fake ID, right? He's like, I'm not gonna, write you up for that.
Yeah.
Ended up giving us a ticket for being in a bar underage.
After 10.
After 10 or whatever it was.
Because the law in Iowa City was you could be in the bar underage. You just couldn't be in the bar past 10 o'clock. And we were like, fuck that, And yeah, needless to say.
Sam, guess how much this ticket was?
Yeah, take a guess.
Just take a gander.
Maybe 300-400.
$465.
Jesus, man.
Never forget
I got
that
lucky.
number.
I got lucky. I never got in trouble for underage.
That was the first time I went to a bar underage. First time.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah. I was gonna say. That reminds me, in high school, we were at a party in Manuka, and this was back when our group was a little split between Mitch and Ryan on one side, Gavin and Miguel on one side. Yeah, Gavin and Miguel wanted to party, drink. Mitch and Ryan wanted to just
be cool,
hang out, chill, not drink. They weren't about it. And then there was me. It was kind of in the middle. So I was kind of like going out with Meg and Gav one night, and the next night going over to Mitch's and playing video games in the basement, which, I mean, I love doing both. But anyway, we were out at a party Manuka, and it was me and Rudy at this party, and there was another party of somebody else that we knew going on down the road. So me and Rue were like, we're gonna walk down there real quick and we'll be back. So we leave this one party and we start walking to this next one. And sure enough, well, actually we got to the second party and we said hey to everybody, what's going on, blah blah blah. Stayed for a little bit, had a couple drinks, and then went back to the first party we were at. And on our way back, we get stopped by the cops. And they were just like, hey, what are you guys up to tonight? And we were like, oh, we're just heading over down to a buddy's house. We just stopped by another place, and now we're just heading back to where we were before. And they were like, you guys been drinking tonight? And we were like, no, no, we haven't. And they're like, yeah, you have. We can smell it on your breath. And I was like, oh, okay. And this whole time, like, my heart is pounding, and I have a little thing of Captain in my back pocket. So I'm like, I'm freaking out, right? So this cop, she's like, all right, I'm gonna have you guys step off to the side, whatever. And she pulls out her flashlight and she's like, I'm gonna need you guys to follow this with your eyes, but don't move your head. So I went first, and this cop is shining her flashlight in my face. And so right before this happened, let me backtrack a little bit. I somehow managed to grab this flask of Captain out of my pocket and throw it into the bush. And somehow the cops did not see it. So I dodged a bullet there. So she's doing the flashlight test, right? And I nailed it. I'm following it with my eyes, not my head, up and down, left and right. And I'm like, all right, we're good. Now, Rudy, just pull your shit together for 20 seconds and we can go home. So Rudy gets up and he's like, oh, I got this, whatever. The second she moves the damn flashlight to the side, Rudy's whole fucking head just goes. And I'm like, oh my God. So she's like, right away, she's like, all right, yeah, you guys are gonna have to get in the car. And I'm like, I wanted to just fucking yell at him, but we got in the car. I mean, obviously we didn't have a choice. It's the only time I've been in the back of a cop car. And we get in and she's like, yeah, you guys definitely smell like booze. She's like, where you headed? And we're like, just up here on the right. We're just heading back to our buddy's house. She's like, is there a party going on that we should know about? And we're like, no, just a couple friends over, just a little hangout. She's like, okay. So we pull up to the house and the street is just lined with like 40 cars. And she's like, oh, a little get together, huh? And we're like, yeah. So we open the door, or she opens the door for us, and we just walked into the house as fast as we could. And we get in, and we're like, everybody, stop, turn the music off. The cops are here. So everybody starts freaking out. Everybody starts hiding. And they never ended up coming inside, but it was one of the most exhilarating experiences. Like,
they were probably out there just like watching and just laughing.
They probably were. They probably thought it was hilarious. Like, how could you not?
Yeah.
Like these high school kids.
The closest I ever came, for those of you who don't know, I am a Christmas freak, like through and through, love Christmas. And so back in college, like junior year, we lived in a basement apartment. It was pretty sweet. We had a mini bar set up and there was enough room for a bunch of people. And so I invited a bunch of my college buddies and even high school buddies who were back in town for the holidays. There's like 40, 50 people in this little basement apartment. We're all drinking, playing music, and having a great time. Of course, not everybody was of age, so I was at risk already. Next thing you know, there's a knock on the door and there's cops for a noise complaint, thankfully. But I've got these sunglasses on with like a Santa Claus mustache and a Santa hat that's like springy that bounces up and down. And I've got my Grinch pajama pants on. I got a fat lip in. Of course, it's my apartment, so I got to go talk to the cops. And I roll up to the door. And they probably look at me like, who the hell is this guy? like, hey, is anybody drinking tonight? Like, oh yeah, the people who are of age. I'm like, okay, well, you just got to keep it down, all right. And that was the closest I ever came. But man, I don't know how they didn't arrest me just for what I was wearing.
Yeah.
Gets the heart pumping, dude. That's
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
just
there's always been close calls. I know the one time we were in my dorm, it was me and Vic, went down, there's a Subway in our, like whatever, the main floor of our dorm. So we went down there, we got some Subway sandwiches, came up. Then we had some guys hanging out in the suite outside our room. And so we started hanging out with them. Then we went in their room, and all of a sudden Sweet Caroline comes on. And we're like, oh fuck. Like we gotta. So we all get in the kick line. We're out in our suite now, just like singing along, having a blast, right? All of a sudden, two cops walk up behind us and they're like, man, you guys sound pretty good for being drunk. And we're just like, oh shit. The guy at the end had a beer. He drops it and it just explodes.
Oh my god.
And the cop goes, you might want to pick that up. But anyways, ended up, they're like, okay, who lives on the floor? Or no, they asked for IDs and they like ran them through the registry or whatever. And I didn't have mine on me at the time. So I was like, I can go back and get mine if you want me to. And they're like, no, you're staying here. I'm like, okay, sweet. So they never ran mine through the registry. So they didn't know I lived on that floor. So they never checked my room for alcohol. Big thumbs up for that. And then, so they checked like Vic's room. He didn't have any. And then the quad, they got like bombarded. They had like 5-6 handles in there. And they ended up never giving us any tickets except that quad where they found the alcohol. So that was pretty close.
What's the drunkest you've ever been?
I know the drunkest you've ever been.
21st?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely top 2. That's probably number 1. But the other time we were in Jamaica, and I don't know if you were there for this, Andrew.
I don't know.
When we met the Michigan State hockey players.
I don't think so. No.
So my family's been to this resort a few times, and we kind of got to know the bartenders.
Few times.
Yeah. And they have this shot, they call it baby food. It's like 151 proof rum with a little bit of blue curacao or something.
Isn't there a song?
It's terrible.
I don't know.
There's a song about that.
The
151 rum.
Tech 9.
Yeah.
But we mostly just hung out by the pool and played volleyball. And this one day it started storming out, so they had to shut down the pool and the volleyball court. And we got to know these Michigan State guys pretty well. And they were a great time. Like they were always playing volleyball with us, drinking with us. And so we head over to this bar because that was the only thing that was open during the storm. And I swear to God, man, I can't remember, but it was somewhere between 9 and 11 of these shots, man, within like an hour. And I am just blitzed. And they go to open up the volleyball court again. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can play. And I get out there, and I swear to God, when they say you're seeing like 3 different things, like aim for the middle one, dude, I played about 2 serves and I had to go pass out in the room, man.
Dude,
it's bad.
But okay, so the fact that you remember that
tells
me that it
I've never blacked
as
out
bad as it could have been.
I've
which
never
is
blacked
crazy
out.
To me, dude. I black out way too much. Full disclosure.
I don't remember certain parts of my 21st, but I remember it.
That's
like everything.
You're getting close.
I've never blacked out.
That's crazy to me, dude.
Dude, your 21st, I almost blacked out.
You started stealing shit out of people's cars, man.
No, I took that one thing from the bar.
Dude.
Oh, we won't
you
talk
took
about
the
that.
sign out of the bar, and then you started going down the street and opening and unlocking cars.
Mitch had a phase, okay? He had a phase.
I stopped myself.
We'll leave it at that. But yeah, it was.
I don't do that. Disclosure, I don't do that anymore.
All right, and full disclosure, he wasn't like stealing people's money or their wallets. He was taking like, sunglasses, so it wasn't
Yeah,
it
cool
wasn't
pair of
that bad. But
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
still
so
one pair of
so it's okay,
sunglasses.
right? It's
It's
okay.
fine.
yeah, it's totally okay.
It was cheap. Whatever. I was
Sam,
drunk.
what
I
about the
gave him back in
time?
the morning. How about that?
What about the time in Jamaica when you woke up on that back porch?
Oh God.
I was there for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was pretty hammered that night. Okay, all right. This is a good story.
Yeah, it is.
So, it's all inclusive. You're drinking all day. You start at like 1 and
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't stop until like 3 a.m. And this is every single day. And this one day, I think they were having a beach party outside at night. And so they got the bar set up, and I met this girl, and I was already, drinking for 8 hours, and she's wanting to do shots and stuff. So I'm talking to her, doing shots with her and her friend. And we keep going. We go to the club. We're still going. And it gets to be, I think it got to be 2:33 a.m. And so I headed back to the room. I was staying with our other cousin, Jordan. I get back to the room and I look at Jordan and I'm like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go throw up. So I go out on our little patio. We were on the first floor. And the last thing I remember is leaning over the bushes. Next thing I know, I hear these keys jingling. I wake up and the security guard's looking at me. He's like, "You good, man?" And in my head, I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good." And he walks away and I look around and I'm sitting on somebody else's patio. And I could tell it was somebody else's because there were towels and like cigarettes in the ashtray. And I'm in my underwear. I'm like, where the hell am I? Like, what happened? So I started, and there's like 4-foot tall bushes that line the outside of the patio. So it's like 4:30 in the morning. I'm crawling through these bushes, going door to door, like trying to open the door just so I can get back inside. And I finally get back to our place. And man, I never puked because there was no puke in the bushes, but I don't know how I got in my underwear. Man.
Yeah. I don't know how
That's rough.
And then I think that same trip, Andrew threw up off a lifeguard tower.
I did on the beach, dude. In the middle of the night, we were just chilling up on a lifeguard tower, and I was like, "Oh man, this is after a full day of drinking." We're mid conversation. Hold on a second. Lean over the side.
Oh my God. Classic.
And guess what? In 4 months, we're gonna go back to that same lifeguard tower.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
are.
puke off of it again.
Oh man. Classic.
Good times.
I think I want to say the most drunk I've only blacked out a few times, but it was in my sophomore year dorm. I don't know why, it was like a Tuesday night and we decided to throw like a little dorm party. Why? I don't know.
Respect.
And it ended up turning into like at one point we had like 30 people in our dorm. Like we had the whole floor in our dorm. I was like, what the okay. But anyways, ended up this guy, like his parents were from Russia. He brought this like Russia vodka and he lined up shots. And at this point I was already blacked out, but he told me the next day that I took 6 shots in a row
Oh my God.
of this vodka. And I was like, no wonder
I can't shoot vodka. I can shoot anything else.
Well, when you're blacked out, you can do anything.
Oh man.
No, dude. I used to be able to take shots of anything.
No, you couldn't.
I could, dude. I literally could. And now I can't take shots
took
of anything.
No, because it was like freshman year. You took a shot of.
Okay, except Fireball.
It wasn't Fireball. It was like Fireball. It's Jim Beam. It's called Red Stag, which is basically like cinnamon Jim Beam. It's not cinnamon, but it's like
black cherry. I actually just bought some today.
Where was that?
Is at Christian's house.
What the fuck?
Andrew, you want to know the last time I took a shot of vodka? It was on accident. It was the day of Jimmy's 4th wedding.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. And we're drinking there all day. And then you guys were close by. You and Miguel were at Mitch, I think you were there.
I
Who's
was.
your buddy's house, the country guy? You remember this? We were like hanging out in the garage.
Oh,
Mine?
oh, oh,
My
oh.
friend?
Was that Cody's cousins?
Yeah, I think it was Cody's cousin.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was not
Miguel,
there.
Miguel was there. Cody was there.
I was
Yeah,
invited though.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
So
about. Yep,
so my parents dropped me off after the wedding,
yep. And
and
your
I
parents,
didn't.
your parents came up for a little bit.
Yeah, they had a drink or two, and I didn't bring any booze with me. So I look in the freezer, and there's a handle of Tito's,
Yes.
but
Oh,
it was
yes.
blue. It was
I remember
blue.
this.
So I was thinking it would at least be like flavored vodka or like blue curacao or something. And I just take it and take a pull. I just look at Andrew. I'm like, I'll be right back. And I went in the bushes and just spewed, man. I cannot do vodka.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Dude, there have been multiple occasions where we're in a bar and I take a shot of Fireball because
It's
I,
Fireball, right?
like
That's what everyone wanted.
some drunk bitch just comes up with a tray. She's like, "Hey, you want a shot?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?" So I do it, and then I'm like, "Oof, nope, every time I do it, I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna be able to hold it down this time." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I shit you not, like there is literally throw up like coming up, and I'm holding it, and I'm walking through this bar, pushing past people to the bathroom, and I finally get to the bathroom and just throw up. Like it's I just can't do it.
Maybe it's so the only thing I can think of is like, when you take a sip of whiskey and it like burns for a second.
It's a good burn.
Yeah. I feel like for you can't, not that you can't handle it, but it's like that's like acid reflux. And
But
that's just like your body's like way of trying to like tell
I
you
think
like
it's
no,
part of it's
no,
in my
no.
head, I think too.
At this point, probably, yeah.
But it's not even in my throat. It's just like my stomach is instantly like rejection. Like, no, get that out of here.
Interesting.
I don't know, dude. It's bad.
If you're wondering, my drink of choice is definitely bourbon at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
have
Same with me. Some
grown
Woodford
up.
Reserve for me.
Bourbon.
Yeah,
I
I usually make
actually,
an old fashioned out of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have
it's
a nice
fancy.
sugar cube in there, and then
I ain't
throw
that
some
fancy.
bitters, and then my 2.5 ounces of liquor.
See, I started
Liquor? I
Hardly
hardly
know
know
her.
on
What'd you start on?
I started on like Jim Beam, bottom shelf bourbon. I just always loved it. I can't do beer. I hate beer.
I
I'll
love
drink pretty
beer.
much anything, man. Like vodka I got right now. Rum's good. Tequila here and there. Bourbon is good. Bourbon's my drink of choice. But actually recently, man, rye. If you get a good rye, I got some rye right here.
Yeah, it's hit or miss for me, man.
Some tin cup.
I agree.
Not a
Always been for me.
sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Nah,
But
We've sponsored a lot of shit this episode.
if you get some
the
rye on ice, oof,
have you ever had Four Roses? It's a bourbon.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty
one I
good.
like. It's cheaper, so that's why
It's
I
cheap, yeah.
lean towards it. But I like that a lot. If not, I go Basil Hayden. Um,
Hazel Hayden's is awesome.
Basil Hayden, and then well, my brother just got me one. Old Elk, I think. Apparently, that's supposed to be really good. It's usually his go-to.
Have you guys had Eagle Rare?
Yeah.
I have not had that yet, but it's on my list. I know it's a little bit
No.
more expensive.
If you haven't had Jefferson's, put that on your list.
Oh,
There's some really good Jeffersons out there.
do you do Jefferson's Ocean?
I've had it. I've had it. I've had a lot of different Jeffersons. Like they've got this little sampler pack.
Okay.
It's like 5 of them.
Yeah, Jefferson's Ocean. That one's a little expensive though. It's like 90. I think it's $90, 95. I don't know.
No,
But
no
Jefferson's
way.
Ocean, yeah.
Really?
It might have come down by now, but like a couple months ago, like I would say like half a year ago, it was $90 a bottle. I think it's 80 now.
Here's something really cool about bourbon. Okay. So it used to have to be made in Bourbon County, Kentucky, and that's why they got the Bourbon Trail there. And there's actually like 8 distilleries that make like hundreds of bourbons. Like Knob Creek is Jim Beam. Um,
Yeah, they took over the name. They just bought
yeah,
the name out.
right. But now what they're doing and why you're seeing such an explosion in like these, it's like craft beer, craft breweries. You're getting it with bourbon too because they lifted the law. So you still have to have like 51% or higher corn mash, and it still has to be aged in barrels that have never been used. But now you can make it in Wyoming and Colorado, Texas. Like you can make bourbon outside of Bourbon County, and that's
I
why
thought
it's blowing up.
I thought it was you can make it outside, but it has to still be aged within Kentucky.
Ooh, maybe.
I thought it still had to be aged there because what happens with Jefferson's Ocean, it's aged in Kentucky for whatever, I think it's 7 years, and then they sail it across the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 7, you can actually taste like the salt water in it. It's kind of crazy.
Huh. Maybe I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, Jefferson's Ocean is it's definitely like a salty like bourbon. Tastes pretty good though.
Yeah, Jefferson's good.
You know what game I downloaded yesterday? Subway Surfers.
Oh God.
Yeah, having fun.
It's a great game, dude. I am. Like I went on a little hiatus. I used to play it a lot.
What
Sam,
was that
back.
other one? It was like Temple Run or
Temple
something.
Run.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
similar. Sam, you remember ninja fishing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Dude, that's one
That
of
was a
the
good
goats.
game.
We played that on the iPad. That was great.
Or
Yeah.
Plants versus Zombies. We used to
Oh
do that a
yeah,
lot too.
that's a great one too. That one blew up. Like that's on like console now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get on Xbox.
The one game that has withstood the test of time though is Clash of Clans.
Yeah, I mean we've
Shout
definitely
out
taken our
Clash of Clans.
leaves from
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But I mean, we've been playing that game for 10 years.
Too long. Way too long.
I'm still not maxed out.
Playing with your cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing with their cock.
Yeah. It's a lot bigger. My cock's a lot bigger than what it used to be. That's for sure.
For sure.
GameCube's,
Greatest
That stood the-
console of all time.
that stood the test of time. You get a group of people playing Mario Kart or Smash Bros. Man,
We're
Hands
just
down
two
for me.
individuals playing Mario baseball.
switching off games, trying to get star players.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dude, that was that was the best.
I that is definitely my top 3 favorite games of all time. It might be number 1, but it's definitely top 3.
Mario Golf too.
Yeah, dude.
I
There's
was-
so many.
Dude,
good
there's-
I was
games.
so good at that game, dude.
I just saw a tweet. It was like it's like Nintendo better be coming out with this soon. Like don't at me until it happens. It was Super Strikers for the Switch.
Yeah, dude, that was a good one too.
If they came back out with Super Strikers, oof.
Yeah, that. I was gonna say the original Smash Bros, but the original Smash Bros was 64.
64. Yeah.
Mhm.
I never played 64. I picked
64 is
up
fun.
at GameCube, but I can confidently say that's my favorite console ever.
Yeah.
Just the games and just the simplicity of it too. Like
Yeah.
those little discs, you could fucking go outside and play frisbee with them and knock
back
them
in.
all up and come back in, throw it in the GameCube
Yeah.
and play for hours. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't break it if you tried. And you could
Yeah, it's
play
crazy.
it had the little GameCube or not the GameCube, the Game Boy little slot.
Yes.
You
Yes.
could stick your Game Boy games in there and play.
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember doing that.
Unmatched. Just unmatched.
Yeah, now we have to deal with 56 gigabyte updates and
Every other day.
Come on,
Yeah.
Warzone,
Gone,
fix
gone
your
are the
stuff,
days.
Warzone.
Gone are the days where you just man, some nostalgia is coming back to me right now. Gone are the days we just pop a disc in and play the damn game, man.
Mhm.
Gone are the days of going to Call of Duty midnight release, standing outside of GameStop, dude. Oh my god, going home, popping it in. The music, dude.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
campaigns.
the campaigns.
Campaigns were so good.
Yeah. Call of Duty, dude. It literally took over our lives.
Oh my God,
A
dude.
good amount of time.
Oh my God. I remember we would go to school and at lunch, that was the conversation.
Oh my dude.
It was just
All day.
all day, all day. And we were watching streams like YouTube,
Oh,
and
dude. I
and
could
you could
never.
download the app that showed you how to unlock
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah.
And we would boost sometimes.
Ah, nah, I never boosted.
Yeah, right. Dude, I just like I could not wait to go home and play Call of Duty every
That
day.
was the
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, that was
yeah.
definitely the
If you
thing
didn't
to
have
do.
homework, man.
Couldn't do it now.
Oh no. I mean,
I
it's
think
sad, dude.
right at the the beginning of Fortnite, I think we almost touched that. We almost got back to that. Because remember, like we would get back from classes from college and like we'd text her, all right, yeah, like, when you get on, okay,
It
yep, be
was
there.
what game was it? It was it World War II? Call
Yeah.
of Duty World War II?
What about it?
Was that the game that we were playing before Fortnite?
No.
Which
World
Call of
War
Duty was
II
it?
was way before.
No, he's
No,
talking about
no, no, no.
World War.
You're thinking of Call of Duty 5,
Yeah,
World at War.
yeah.
But then
No,
World
they came
War
out with a
Two or
Call of
World
Duty
War.
World War II.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, that would have
that
been
was like
we
that was
would have
like
been playing
my
that.
I
that was
think
like
that's what it
junior
was.
year of college, I think.
It was junior year, yeah. That's when we started playing Fortnite.
Yeah, but you're right, dude. Fortnite,
It took over our life. Like we used to
mate, dude. That game is, or what still is, but was when it came out, like completely revolutionary.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
The battle royale aspect of it, like
Oh, it changed the landscape for sure.
it absolutely changed everything. Like every
Yeah, because
game that
then
comes
Call of
out
Duty
now,
even came out with it. Like,
Yeah.
the one of the biggest
Like
franchises was like, oh, we need to get on
you
this.
think about it, Call of Duty did a battle royale. Apex came out. What's the other one?
Kind of,
Uh, I
there's a lot of
forget.
them.
But Fortnite just set that stage, dude, and they killed it. Like they had everything was, well, not everything, but like it was free to play. I mean, you could pay for the extra shit, but like you got to make
You
money
didn't have
somehow,
to.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like it's different now than it was back then. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
just
for
doesn't. We don't
sure.
have that same nostalgia like playing the game, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But
Hey,
now,
give it time. Give it time.
yeah, we're just in a different stage for our lives. Like you just can't get back to it,
I
right?
just
So
got
we're
on last night, played 2 games. First game I got second place, and the second game I got a dub. Felt good, but they have like a system in place now where if you haven't played for a long time and you get on, like your rank is so low, so they match you up with like the shittiest of the shitty. But got my morale up a little bit, just
it
like
still
old
feels
times.
good.
That little nostalgia of getting the last kill and slow motion and
How we
victory
get back
royale.
into things? I mean, just like us right now, we're into Overwatch. I mean, Overwatch came out when we were like, what, 5 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, I actually remember when it came out. Overwatch is why
It
I
was
bought
fresh.
my Xbox One.
It was like freshman year.
I think it was freshman year
I bought
or
mine
sophomore
sophomore
year.
year because I
But
remember me and David used to stay in the dorm. Like Ryan used to come from U of I to my dorm and we used to play Overwatch like instead of going out to parties because we were cool, I guess.
it's a great game. Like the whole if nobody's ever played Overwatch before, the whole like every hero has different abilities, but everything is balanced. Like there's a counter to everybody. And it's just I just really like that idea. The only thing I wish is that there was a campaign, and I say this a lot, but I wish there
Well,
was a story mode.
there is going to be in Overwatch 2.
Is there?
Hmm
Good, dude. I
That's
will
what I
play
mean.
that until
So
I
what I've been
finish it.
talking to my one coworker, and he's been telling me about it. I was like, I haven't looked at anything about it. He's like, yeah, it's supposed to have everything that the first one does not. So we'll see.
I totally thought it was gonna have that when it came out, and then it didn't. And I was like, well, that
It's
kind of
supposed to be a
sucks.
new Star Wars game for the Switch, I think.
Really?
It's supposed to be. I'm not sure. I think it's already been proven, but I don't know.
Dude, Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing was, yeah, that was fun.
That was another one we put a lot of time into. Just staying up. We put a lot of time into that as recently as like last year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
The
that
new one
during.
that came out for Switch.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny because right when it came out is right when like the pandemic was hitting, right? And for me specifically, I had half days at work. They were putting us on half days. We were getting paid for 8 hours.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we were only working half days. I used to go in at like, I think it was 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and then work till whatever, 3 or 4. Um, and I used to wake up at like 8 o'clock and just start playing Animal Crossing
Yeah.
until I had to go
Oh,
into work.
man. Animal Crossing. That's
Yeah.
another goat.
Me and Sam played quite a bit of that. We all did. All the cousins did. But I remember Mitch with the new one. Um, when I went over to your apartment that one night and blacked out, just sitting on the couch playing Animal Crossing.
That was a good night.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was a good night. Great
How you
times,
black
man.
out just sitting there playing a video game is besides me, but
I was feeling good, man.
I didn't even realize it because I went to bed. I only had like 1 or 2 drinks because,
Nobody ever does. Nobody ever realizes when I black out, and I take pride in that. Like I don't act like a fucking fool.
no, you do pretty well.
That's good.
I can usually tell
If
by
you
like
know
little
me,
signs.
if you know me, you can tell. But like, I've had many instances where people are like we're talking about the night before or something, and
If you
I'm
give me
like,
that
I
like
don't
stare
remember
that
that.
like you're just looking straight through me, I'm like, yeah, he's
It's the
blacked out.
look. It's the look in
Yeah,
my
it definitely
eyes,
is.
dude.
It's just the
Yeah, yeah. But they're like, yeah, blah blah blah. This happened. This happened. I'm like, what? I don't remember that. And they're like, wait, you blacked out? And I was like, I guess so.
it was just me over here having my one drink. All right, I'm
Yeah,
good.
waking up hungover.
God.
But yeah, we're going. I was packing my bag for Iowa today, and I bought the Pedialyte packets and liquid IV packets. So I am going hard, making sure I am not hungover for that six
Dude,
hour car ride.
I need to try the I want to try the like multi B vitamins. Apparently those are supposed to be the I think that's what I was told that's what IVs are mostly made out of. So maybe that's what liquid IV is. Look at the ingredients next time you have one of those.
I think it does have a lot of different
Vitamins.
variations of vitamin B.
Yeah. So maybe I should invest. I don't know.
Yeah, just drink some water. It'll be fun.
Too bad that comes right back up. It doesn't stay down there for long.
Yeah, I can't wait till we start going to Sox games again.
Oh man. Yeah, man, that's gonna be good.
Just a baseball game or like a sporting event.
We'll have to make sure,
Period.
Sam, next time you're in town, and obviously the Sox are playing, we should all go.
Or in a couple years when Nashville has an MLB expansion team, hopefully.
Yeah, they're pushing for it, baby.
That'd be cool.
Well, that's what I'm
dude.
saying. But, he comes visit us, we go to a game, and then we'll go visit him, go to a game.
Yeah, I got to get back down there. I know I keep saying that, but
Yeah, I know. Well, once things start to clear up, we have Dallas coming up, and then we have the Vegas trip now. And
I look, I yeah, yeah.
I want to go to Vegas for March Madness one year. That'd be awesome, man. Just sit in the casino, free drinks, bet on the games.
Dude,
Oh
yeah,
man.
they have this. They have. I remember this one room that they had when I went there. They had like rows of little recliner couches. It
Mm-hmm.
was like a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
They just had like TV after TV after TV
Yep.
just lined up in this big room. And underneath all the TVs, they had a counter that ran like around the room, and you can go up and place bets and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I remember placing a bunch of sports bets.
I'm placing $100 on Sox win the World Series this year.
It's not a bad bet, man.
Yeah,
And it probably doesn't have the best odds.
I
be
think
honest.
but still, I
and
mean,
you're gonna be placing it in June.
Oh yeah,
So,
I guess I can place it right now.
I think the NL is going to be Dodgers, Padres, Braves are going to be the top three, and the AL, the Sox are going to be top three. I could see the Blue Jays, man.
dude, no,
I could see the Blue Jays.
no, I disagree. I think George Springer is gonna waste away in Toronto, and they're not gonna do anything. They're gonna be
But they got so much young talent.
I know, but I'm not convinced. They're gonna be a borderline playoff team for like the next 5 years.
Borderline, they're going to make the playoffs.
No.
They're going to at least get a wild
yeah,
card.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Oh,
borderline.
actually, what style are they doing this year? They doing like the whatever top two from each division?
I think they're doing expanded
Are
again.
they doing
I
it?
can't remember.
They just voted on it. I can't remember.
Universal DH. I didn't like that. I liked the universal DH. I didn't like that they're not doing it anymore.
What? They're not doing it anymore?
No.
I thought they implemented it. They said it was like a forever thing, didn't they?
No.
I thought they did. They said it was just a seasonal thing for last year. I
Yeah.
thought it was
You know what I don't like? I don't like the whole runner on second in extras.
No, I don't either.
I don't like that.
the little league rule. I don't know. It's not like I want to push for a shorter season. That would be my thing. I don't.
How much shorter?
Not too much. Probably like
I want a longer season.
I'd say 140 games.
I could see that.
I think it stretches it just a little too thin. I just think it's a little too long.
Yeah.
I understand.
agree.
I understand it, but being the baseball fan that I am,
No, I mean, yeah, there's
I want as much
obviously
as I can get.
there's pros and cons to both, but yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, kind of want to stay away from sports. Don't want to talk about sports too much because I know people don't really care.
Yeah, sorry, folks. We're Sox fans, so we care. Sorry.
Go Sox, baby.
Huge. As you can see, Sox,
Marlins,
and then Blackhawks, and then Sox.
Yeah. But is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up while we're here, just chilling, just the three of us? It's been fun. It's been, we don't have a full house, but hey.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Thought provoking, but at least hopefully, caught you a few laughs, chuckles.
We got the three goats in the house.
Yeah.
I think us three go back the farthest for sure. I mean, obviously me and Sam, but
yeah. I mean, third grade.
Playing baseball. You remember when lightning hit that building, that school? Right next to us?
Yes. That was in Manuka.
Yeah. And then I think after the game I pushed that fat kid in the pool.
Yeah. Halverson. The slim chance that he's listening right now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you weren't fat. You were husky.
Man.
Oh,
I remember playing that Lyle with the wooden dugout that was underground.
Yeah, C6, baby.
That was dope.
Dude, that was like
C6.
That was like the big show at the time.
I remember that game. For some reason, I was warming up pitching, and I was like, I don't pitch. I'm like that. I barely got in the field as is.
Dude, I have so many good memories from C6, man. And we all, like, growing up, our team, the parents were so close. Like, after every home game, we go to this restaurant called Pacero's, and the parents would drink beer and the kids would play in the arcade. Man, I almost got my eye. I almost lost my eye there. That was kind of crazy.
In an arcade?
Well, now you gotta tell that story.
No, we were.
Oh, on the baseball field.
No, in the parking lot of
Oh.
Pacero's. So there was a game where it was like that ski thing where you had to climb the ball up the ski hill.
Oh
and
yeah.
rocket back and forth. And you could win either like jawbreakers or bouncy balls, and they would switch them out. And so we used to get these bouncy balls and go out in the parking lot and see how high we could bounce them off the ground. And this one kid, I won't say his name, but he decided it'd be a good idea to start whipping pennies around.
Oh my god.
So he's chucking pennies, and next thing I know, I got a cut literally on my eyeball.
Jeez.
It's like 9:30 at night on a school night. Thank God one of the parents on the team was an eye doctor, and he took me in, and he said I was a quarter of an inch from going blind. But I'll never forget the next day. I think this was like 6th grade. The next day we had these little like kindergartners come into school, and we had to just like redo them. And so, and I had this big old cut on my eye, and all these kids thought I was a terrorist. They were scared of me.
I remember we used to get those bouncy balls at Fat Boys, and we used to go in the hallway in long corridor, and we used to play like dodgeball with them. We used to whip them down this long hallway at each other.
Dude, I still have a drawer full of bouncy balls.
Yep.
At home.
That V-bombs.
Yep. That's one of my most prized collections is my bouncy balls and my rocks. And now we've grown up a little bit, so now I collect whiskey bottles.
And signed baseballs.
Yep. Yeah.
Got some signed baseballs over there. I don't know if you can see them.
Who you got?
Yeah. I got some right there.
I got my grandpa and my uncle. I got Goose Gossage, Kel Ripken Jr., Ken Griffey, Alex Rios, and Ozzie Smith.
Oh,
that's
a few of mine.
That's a decent group.
Hey,
dude, I went to real quick. I went to a Cub game one time wearing a Dodgers shirt, and I got Kershaw and Matt Kemp.
Dude, wait a second.
I think we all went together.
I think we did.
That was the game where
you got Kershaw too.
Matt Kemp threw me a ball,
and then you got Kershaw.
I got it signed by Kershaw. I still have that ball.
And do you know who didn't get the signature?
You.
Me. Do you know why?
Because you had a beard.
Because that lady wouldn't let me go down by the field. She's like, "You're too old."
We were like 12, and Mitch has hit that beard.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
She's like, "You have facial hair. You're old. You can't go down there. You can't get signatures." I'm like, "Oh, bullshit. I'm gonna go down there." And she's like, "No, I won't let you."
It's like, "Ma'am, I'm only 12." Yeah, bullshit.
She's like, "Let me see an ID." It's like, I don't even have an ID. That's how young I am. I don't have one.
That was great, dude.
She's like, "You have facial hair."
If you I do a lot of 3D printing, by the way, to our audience who doesn't know that. And I'm working on designing little nameplates for all my signed baseballs that I have. So I'm thinking of doing like just like little rectangles, and then get like some kind of adhesive and stick it on the back of it, so I can stick it to like the bottom center of the display case of the ball. So if you want some, hit me up. I'll print them out for you.
Yeah, man.
I haven't done any yet, but it's my next project.
Yeah, I'd do that.
So you don't forget who somebody is,
I think my only prized one right now is Raleigh Fingers. That's all I have.
I got some more back home.
So do I. But, Here I've got Tomei and Luis Robert.
I'd
And
like
at
to get
home, I've
Robert one.
got Kershaw, Tulo. I've got Ken Griffey. I got Frank Thomas, Scott Pasednik.
Scotty Pats.
He was my favorite player growing up.
Yeah, you were 22, right?
I was.
I got a bunch of Mark Burleys. I have a signed jersey and a signed photo. That's it. Don't got nothing else.
Well, hey boys, let's start
Yeah.
wrapping this up.
Yeah, I gotta head out.
Sam's got big plans tonight. I got
Hitting
big
the
plans
town.
tonight. Going to bed.
Same.
Yeah, me and Mitch got to work in the morning. But hey, I mean, this was fun. It's a little
Yeah.
change of pace, but I enjoyed it. Just having a
Yeah.
chat with the boys, you know.
Yeah, hopefully the fans, the homies out there.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Reach out to us on Twitter, email, as always. Suggestions, comments, whatever you guys got, send them our way.
Yeah, let us know if you liked it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. This will be on YouTube, so check that out. We've already got one up on YouTube, but this one will be up as well.
So you can see our
And,
pretty faces.
We are out of here. We will talk to you guys later.
Hey, thanks for having me
Peace.
again. Love you guys.
Of course, bro. Love you, boys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.